Okay, hello, greetings and welcome. All right, so let's have a look at development of power. Now, I've done lots of videos on training and places of power and different models. But this video, we'll just look at a couple very, very simple things you can do to amplify your power within a few days. Now, the first one is obviously you want to have a very clear intellectual understanding of what you're doing. The second is to have a clear feeling of that information. And then the third is when you act it out, that the clarity of understanding, the clarity of feeling, and the clarity of action are synchronized. And then you're in a place where, okay, you can bring power out of your body. You can emanate power. So understand your training model, feel it, and then as you perform it, maintain understanding and feeling inside of the performance, inside of the action. This will allow power to arise. If your mind is focused too much on, oh, okay, I'm going to generate this feeling of chi, and your will is too primal, you do so at the expense of awareness. Your ability to discern what you're doing goes down as your willpower goes up. So you produce a very coarse, raw type of chi. So you get this balancing between discernment and will. And as you balance between these two, you can expand your mental space and fill that space with power. So harmonize your understanding and your discernment with your feeling and your activity. If your activity starts to overcome your discernment and you lose discernment because your will is so caught in the moment and it feels powerful, it's a coarse power, it's not a refined power. So harmonize these three. Okay, so this is the first thing, the harmony of mental, astral, physical, to harmonize will and discernment. All right, so the next one is your method of opening your joints. Now, when you expand and push the joint out, you create electric fluid. So you push the joint open. And if you're building the ball, focusing your willpower and your breath into the ball between your hands, and you really press energy in, yes, you're gonna feel power increase. Now, we just talked about balancing discernment and will together. Now there will be a peak at which I just can't get more. You do this for a few weeks and it plateaus. Now, to get the law of rhythm says energy vibrates electric, magnetic, electric, magnetic. Law of vibration, the law of rhythm, the law of polarity regulates volume of energy that you can produce. So what you've got to do is pull this yin and yang, electric and magnetic phases apart, so there's more waveform, and then you feel more power and can exert more power. So this magnetic phase needs to be paid just as much attention to as the electric phase. So the magnetic is if I grab this table here and then I pull my elbow open and I go, okay, yeah, I'm pulling my joint open. Now I do the same without holding anything. I pull the joint open. I'm using totally different muscles to pushing my joint open. So I vital breathe, willpower, breath, stretch, put it into the ball. Now I just pull the joints of my body open and it starts producing magnetic fluid. This magnetic end of the wave spectrum has to be balanced with the electric. If I create extreme electric, extreme magnetic, the two ends, the law of vibration, law of polarity, law of rhythm says the energy is going to move further, which means the more it moves, the more acceleration it gets, and the more volume it can collect inside its momentum, the more power you are going to feel. So balance the electric and magnetic phases of training. When you're doing the electric and magnetic lines inside the body, really tune them in and separate the muscles. You want to be able to switch very, very fast between electric and magnetic phase. All this is covered in the Vimeo channel, but I do have a few videos on YouTube. If you're on the Vimeo, have a look through, refine your understanding of electric and magnetic. If you've trained with me, go through your notes, have a nice, clear, concise look at, okay, yeah, this is how I get more magnetic, this is how I get more electric, and this will increase power. Here's a few other things it does. It opens up areas of your subconscious that you're not normally using. Because this increase in electric and magnetic spectrum means a flux in your astral body and your subconscious starts doing this, you're going to get a lot of chaos. As that chaos happens in the subconscious, stuff's going to start coming up. You're going to have emotions coming up you've got to release. You're going to have new opportunities, new work coming up that you've got to, oh, do I take this opportunity? Don't I? You'll have fears arising. You'll have opportunities for success arising. You'll have all these different aspects that are hidden or blocked start to surface. You'll stir the mud. And as that happens, things are vulnerable when they present themselves. If you become angry, that anger is vulnerable to extermination right at the moment you're angry. You can uproot it. You can breathe the fire into it. Ah, there it is. Goodbye. I finally got you. I finally released you. I finally dissolved you. And you get that out of your system. But once that anger settled back in deep into its roots, it's hiding. You can't get to it. So releasing must be done right when the emotion comes up. When you're reinforcing a positive, you have to have that tuning fork come up and, oh, there's a positive. Now I'm going to build it and take ownership of that positive. I want to make an alpha tuning fork of my personality. So when things arise, take advantage of it, fuel them or dissolve them according to what you want. Doing this electric and magnetic polarity training will create a lot of chaos in your unconscious. You'll have emotions coming up and things being stirred up that you're not used to working with, and take that opportunity to clean yourself, to refine your personality, to refine your unconscious, bring things into an equanimity by seeing, dissolving, releasing, while maintaining an extreme opposite ends of the spectrum. Now there's a contradiction in what I just said, equanimity and extreme. Now these extremes in your mind sit still, you can pull them into each other. But if one extreme goes to there and the other one goes to there, it's out of balance with the center point. So you want to be able to work with building the power through extremes and then sitting in the stillness, the center of the power. Find the center of gravity of the feeling and just sit in quietude inside each experience. When you sit in the quietude underneath the power, you're a true owner and true master of that power. So we need to build the power, then we need to center the power and take ownership of the power. Okay, so I hope this helps with one facet of power development in your Qigong and how to amplify the speed of progress in your path. Remember, chaos precedes evolution. These types of exercises create a lot of chaos. They give you the opportunity to release and develop yourself. Take advantage of it and you can have a much faster ascension in your spiritual path. Thank you for your time and see you in the next video.